Hopefully you can see me. This is what I had to carry back approximately 2.5 miles from where I took my deer today. It's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a long hike. I've got Jeff's backpack, my own backpack, his tripod, my rifle, and it was a long hike, and it was up and down and mostly seemed like up. But now what I'm going to do is get the frame, take that back in, and Jeff's actually quartering the meat for me, so we'll pack it out and then bring it back to the truck and then take it back and then try to cool it off. Probably got the deer around 11:30, and I'll try to take a shot of where I got it from. Okay, I was sitting right about where I am now, and we're hunting with Jeff Key, who owns the property that we're on. Jeff has been very helpful guiding us on his property, showing us really where the deer are. And it would have been really hard to find them, to be honest, without his help, because this is really big country, and the deer are really wise. What they tend to do is they walk stealthily through the brush. Sometimes you can't even see them, and then they find a place to lay down. And he was up here. I was below this area this morning. He was up here scouting, and he encountered a deer in this area. So he had called me on the radio, and I came up, and it took me a while to find the deer that he was looking at, but I finally did, and I was able to take a shot. After my first miss, I shot again. It looked like I missed him again. It was right between those two trees, those two juniper logs that are down, that little open area. And then I got a third shot, and I hit him on the third shot. I wasn't sure, but Jeff was behind me, and he assured me that I did hit him. He saw the deer through his binoculars run up the hill to the left, and then he settled down right underneath the tree in the middle between those three trees and laid down in the shade. We watched him for quite some time, thinking that he might just die. Unfortunately, he did not die, and I knew eventually I would have to go down and finish him off. But as I worked my way down there, I really couldn't see exactly where he was because there were trees in front of me. And when I got pretty close to him, he got up and he started running to the right along this ridge down into the canyon, and then just jumped right over that ridge down into the canyon. So we knew we were going to have to track him down there. We went down. Jeff was able to follow his track, so we knew where to go, and that meant looking down at the ridge of the canyon, I knew that we had to go into it. So basically I took some of my heavier clothes off and got my gun, and down I went. Jeff was right behind me, encouraged me to go down, and he pretty much knew where the track was. So I was really kind of hugging the left side of this ridge as I went down into the canyon. And then I hadn't been down very far, maybe a couple hundred yards, when all of a sudden the deer jumped up in front of me and ran about 40 yards away, and I was able to get another good shot at it. And I think I hit it. I was pretty sure I hit it right in the main part of the body. He jumped over some rocks and continued to head down, so I lost sight of him. But I continued to walk, and I got to a point where he was laying down in front of me about 50 yards, not completely in the open, so I knew he was done for, but I took another shot through the neck and killed him. And Jeff came down and told me that he would go ahead and field dress it, and asked me to take the backpacks and the tripod back to the truck and then pick up the pack frame so that we could eventually pack the meat out from the bottom of the canyon to the top. So I knew I had a ways to go to get back. We're looking up towards the draw that we came over in the morning. That's about 2.7 miles as the crow flies from where I'm standing now. And we are headed back to the truck. So what we'll be doing is we'll be staying to the right, because it's a little flatter going up. You don't want to walk down that canyon because it's real steep. So we'll go up towards the hill you see and then cut to the left, staying below the rim rock that you see towards the horizon, all along that route, following old game trails and cow trails until you get to that gap. And then you go over the top of that and then down an old four-wheel drive road to where Jeff had parked his truck. Fortunately, we're not going to have to come back to get the deer out because Jeff's going to use his ATV to do that. October 4th, and we're up on Jeff Key's property, and he's helping us hunt deer. He guided us right to this 3x3 today, and then it took me 3 shots. The first one was lousy, so I need to move this. And then the deer escaped to the canyon. Jeff got the track. We followed it down, and fortunately I got another shot. I think I hit it, but he kept running. I finally had to follow the thing down into the canyon, and then I saw him laying down in front of me about 50 yards and got a neck shot, and we finally killed him. Jeff was down there too, helping me. He field dressed it. I took the gear, took it back to the truck, got the pack frame, and while that was happening, which took quite some time, Jeff cut the deer in half and then hauled it up above the canyon rim and set it there so he could go back and get it with his ATV later on in the evening. So it's been a long day, and we've covered about 7 miles, I think, just walking back and forth. If you turn over there, you're going to see Jeff, the guide, who is enjoying a well-earned beer. And
Dead Guy Ale.
Do you have any comments about the hunt?
Well, I've really enjoyed you guys. You guys are, I want to find you guys a deer. You guys are good people. I appreciate you coming up. It was, spotted a buck, got down there, he laid down, took a shot, and got him, and it would have been better if we just stopped right the first time, but it was all right. We made it back to camp. We're enjoying hunting camp, and it's been a real good day.
Hopefully tomorrow, Don Fisher is going to get a nice 4x4 or a 3x3 or some kind of deer to take home.
7x8.
Well, 7x8 would be even better. But
6x2.
Anyways, my first Oregon deer. So we're glad to have them, and I want to thank you, Bucky, for helping us out. Over and out.
All right, great.
Okay, I'm still on my walk, but I wanted to show you the cabin that we're staying in, which is right here, and then the one to the right is where Jeff is staying, and that's where we cook our meals. There's an outhouse back there. Okay, back to the cabin, as you can see right there, but I wanted to show you the valley that they have their property in. It's a beautiful valley, so I just slowly screen to the right. The territory up on the hill that you see is National Forest, so their property adjoins the National Forest, so there's a lot of country to hunt deer and elk in here. There are game birds here. There's chukar and huns and grouse. I don't think they hunt them very much because you see them every once in a while, but they're few and far between. So you can see what kind of terrain it is. It's beautiful, beautiful western land is what it is. Right there, you can see the final daylight of October 6th,
2015, saying sayonara. Sayonara.